Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk about the OnePlus 8 Pro 12, Android 12 update. Now, finally, OnePlus finally gave the OnePlus 8 Pro the Android 12 update. Now, it was a great update. Don't get me wrong, but I'm really disappointed with OnePlus because they have really, excuse me, disappointed me over the last several years because they used to be on top of security patches and on top of their Android updates. Like we used to get it a few months after Google put out the newest version of Android. OnePlus would be right behind them long before Samsung and everybody else, and LG. Of course, LG was always slow, but OnePlus used to be right on top of it when it came to Android updates. And I don't know what's happened with them. They've really fallen off. I guess something changes must be going on at the top. I don't know, but just getting this now and Android 13 is just getting ready to come out. Like that's just unacceptable, honestly. And if you're a OnePlus fan out there, you should be disappointed with that as well because that doesn't make any sense to wait this long just to get Android 12. And Android 13 is about to be released within the next couple of months or so. But finally, I do have the latest, the latest Android update because Android 13 has not been released yet. So this is the latest version of Android. And I got to say, I do like the update and I like what the changes that OnePlus has made to the UI. Now, I know there's some people out there that probably won't like it because they feel like they're getting away from their roots as far as their OS concerned, being a little closer to stock Android, but with just a few more features. This phone has clearly more features than the Google Pixel does. Clearly more. And it has even more now than it had before. And I like it because I'm the type of person I like a phone with features. Just a regular phone, just stock bone, vanilla, and it's boring to me. And I'm only speaking for me. I'm not speaking for everybody. There's people out there that keep saying, I want this stock Android experience. In my opinion, I think stock Android is well overrated. And, phones today perform it very, very well without having to be stock Android. Now, maybe for some people, they just don't like a lot of features. They like the simplicity of vanilla Android or stock Android or pure Android. And more power to you. Everybody's different. And I don't have a problem with that. But for me, it's just boring. Okay? So let's get into what the Android 12 update has brought to the OnePlus 8 Pro. Now, keep in mind, this device, I definitely highly recommend this device right now because this device is the absolute monster. It's a beast. Performance is great. The display is great. Battery life is great. Build quality is great. The speakers are really, really good. The audio is great. I mean, you can't go wrong with this device at all. I mean, I really have no issues with this phone except it don't have a headphone jack and no expandable storage. Other than that, this phone, you will love it if you get it. OnePlus don't get enough. It's a shame they don't advertise because people don't understand how great these devices are. I mean, they're phenomenal. That's why I keep buying them because they're that good. My mother has a OnePlus 6 that I gave her, or 6T, I forget which one it is. But the battery life on that phone is phenomenal, and it still runs really, really well. So they build these phones to last. The only thing about it, like I said, the software updates, security patches have been very, very slow. But let's take a look, all right? So let's get into this. The first thing that I noticed about the new update was the larger fingerprint sensor. That is much bigger than what it was before they updated it. And I like how big that is, a nice large area, and it actually stays on longer. Now, it doesn't stay on permanently, which I wish we had the option to leave it on all the time, but it does stay on longer than it did prior to this update. You see, it's like the least little movement, it stays on. You see it hasn't gone out. Now, when I completely stay completely still, it'll eventually go out. And I like the animation of how it goes out. But the minute you move it slightly, it comes right back on. Okay? So that's the first thing I like about that new update, a larger fingerprint sensor. Next thing, you can activate the fingerprint sensor without turning the screen on. And what I mean by that, basically you don't have to double tap to see the fingerprint sensor. All you got to do is put your finger down in the area. See? Let me do it again, sorry. I'll wait for it to go out. You couldn't do that before. You had to turn the screen on in order to activate, the fingerprint sensor. You couldn't just press on a dark area of the device. So it stays on a lot longer, so you really don't even have to do it, but if you do, you have that option. It's like the slightest little movement, it won't go out. All right, but just keep in mind that it does. I'm trying to make it go out, but unless you're like completely still, it will not go out. But you could basically push down and this is not lit up and it will turn the phone on. Okay. All right. Next thing, the accuracy of the fingerprint sensor has definitely been improved because I was having issues with this fingerprint sensor before the update. I was really having a lot of issues with it. Now I'm not having any issues with it really at all. It seemed like when I'm holding the phone with two hands, it works flawlessly. But when I'm using one hand, it seemed like I'm not putting my hand on the fingerprint sensor correctly. Like, seemed like now it's okay. But a lot of times I think I'm just not putting it on there completely and it won't open. It keeps misreading my finger. But as y'all can see, it's very accurate and very snappy. So I do like they improved the accuracy of the fingerprint sensor. Next thing I want you to see, back to the always on display, look at those notifications. Look how big they are. They're much bigger and they're colored. Now on the previous, before this update, these were all just white. You couldn't even know what they were, but now you can literally see what the notifications are. These actually look better than that of the Samsung. And I'm going to show you. Bring out my Note 9. Go to the always on display. See? Now, which one you think look better? This, you just get a lot of blurry red. These, you could clearly see what notifications they are. You can clearly see. Now, this is still more customizable, but the notifications I like better on the OnePlus 8 Pro. So I like that they colored them and they made them much bigger so you could basically see what they are, as you can see right there. Got an email, got my Facebook, YouTube, my Bible, and this is my Lose It app. So you can clearly see what it is. And let me see, its fingerprint sensor's not on. Let me see if I can find out where it's at. Okay, it was doing it, but I guess I was wrong about that. Okay, I guess you gotta light it up. Okay, but I know I did it before where, see, I just did it. So it can be turned on without it actually being turned on. So I'm glad I was able to show you that. All right. Now, also with this, you get more fingerprint animations. So let me go in here real quick, get to security, fingerprint, put in my lock screen code. Okay, so see right here, fingerprint animations. Click on that. Now you get more. Before you only got 4. Now you're getting 8. Yeah, if that's 4 or 5. Yeah, now you're getting 8. So you can make different ones. You can see what they are. You can press it. See what it looks like. See if you want to keep it or not. You got that one, swirl. You got that one. Got that one. And you got that one. That's the one I'm using right now. So it's cool. Now they only gave you 4 before. Now they're giving you 8. So that's cool. I like that. That's an improvement. All right, next. The quick launch. Okay, the faster face unlock. Now, let me see if it'll be able to see my face behind this camera. Yep. You see how fast it is? It's definitely faster now and more accurate. It wasn't this fast previous to the update. And Samsung's ain't nowhere near, not even remotely close to this face unlock. Not even remotely close. This thing, as you can see, is 100% accurate, and I'm behind the camera. When I'm looking directly at my Note 20 Ultra face unlock, directly at it, it will say can't read face. Like I'm looking, I ain't got no glasses on, no hat on, no nothing. Looking directly at it, and it won't read my face. This reads my face 100% of the time. So that's improved far as accuracy and speed, and I absolutely love that. Another thing that I'm really happy about that they added to this, also you can raise to wake and also go right to the home screen. Couldn't do that before. Used to just do to raise the wake to turn on the lock screen, but for some reason the face unlock didn't work. You'd have to hit either double tap the screen or you'd have to hit the power button. Now all you got to do is put the raise to wake on, raise it up, and boom, you into your phone. So if you don't really want to use the fingerprint sensor, you don't have to. By the time you move this phone and get it like this, it's already going to open. It takes you right to the home screen. But of course, if you're somewhere and you got a mask on, because we know that, COVID is still out there, you do have the option of a fingerprint sensor, which you don't on Apple, on iPhones. They only give you one biometric way to open up their devices. Now, to me, if they were going to do that, they should have went with an iris sensor, because then a mask wouldn't be an issue because it just reads your eyes. So they should have went to something like that as opposed to just face unlock. And I really believe they should have put a in-display fingerprint sensor into the device. Right? Why give people only one biometric way to open up their device? It just makes no sense to me. But that's cool. I really am proud of OnePlus for doing that, because I don't know why they never implemented that anyway. It just made no sense to me to have raise to wake, but it doesn't get you right into the phone. And now, as you can see, it gets you right into the phone. So I absolutely love that they added that with this update. All right, next, the new look of the OS with more features. Now, I'm not going to go over all the features and all that. I'm just going to give you, see how it looks now? Now, before it was all red. Now, I'm going to put that there so you can see. I'm going to take out my OnePlus 7T Pro that I have that hasn't been updated. Now, you can see right here, the always on display is not always on display, but you can see everything is just white. And it's not like that with the new always on display. And the fingerprint sensor, it doesn't even look all that nice, but it is 100% accurate on here. I'll say that. All right, so let me get to, now see, now you could clearly see that everything is different. Everything is different. Just a whole new look. You went from everything being red to now everything being blue, and it's organized a little differently. Now, some people may like this look where it's sectioned off, but you get used to this. I mean, I'm already used to it. I kind of like this one a little bit better, honestly, but there's definitely more in here than in here. I mean, it could be the same to some degree, but there is a little bit more stuff going on with the 8 Pro. Now, let me get to that. So you got the new look when you go into special features. Now, this is one that they put in here. It's called work-life balance. As for like, you can have, you can use a password, some strike balance between your personal and professional life. Some you can read OnePlus Shelf. Now, OnePlus Shelf is cool. Now, let me show you that, or quick launch. Now, this is cool. Check this feature out, y'all. So use the fingerprint sensor, right? You hold it. Look, you hold it. Look what comes up. You could put these apps in here. These are quick launch apps. Whatever app you want to go to, you just hold the fingerprint sensor down till they come up. You slide to the one you want. It'll automatically open that app. Now that is, man, y'all don't know how much I love that. Y'all couldn't begin to understand how decent that is. Press this, hold it, and say I want to go to Facebook. Goes right to Facebook. All I got to do is slide it. That is just That is so cool. I just y'all just don't understand how much I love that. Want to see the weather? Slide over to the weather. I love that, and I think this was um, on here already. I think I just forgot about it, but I love that feature. All right, so back to the special features. So you do that. That's called quick launch. You have the OnePlus shelf. Now the OnePlus shelf is this. You slide this down to the right, and see you get your weather. You could put it says no apps or shortcuts added. I haven't added any there. How many steps you're taking, your data usage, your storage used, your music, and you have your notes. So that's something that you can use if you feel like you need to use it. That's in special features. And of course, work-life balance, something based on time, what notifications you want to get from your phone while you're at work. You could have it based on your Wi-Fi, based on your location, you know. Then you go right in here to life mode. So you have work mode and you have life mode, and you can set this up, what notifications you want to get during what time of the day and all that. So it's something's cool, but it's something I will probably never use. So, but it's cool. All right, so let me see what else I can go over. You got personalizations. So of course you got your wallpapers, your always on display options in here. You get your different always on display. Now it's not a lot of them, but the ones in here, they okay. They all right. And you can make like a canvas of your face. You just take a picture and it'll somewhat kind of a likeness will come up. I didn't really like that, so I don't use it. I have the always on display to be on all day. Of course, you can schedule it. You can put it on power saver. It depends on you. Now, if I got always on display, I want to see it all the time. Of course, display settings, show fingerprint icon, but it's not going to stay on all the time, but it stays on more, when you move the phone a little bit, which is what I showed you, more than it used to. Your horizon lights, of course, when you get a notification, it'll light up on the side. Now, it only does this when the phone is ringing and also when the screen is off, but it won't do it when the screen is on. But you do have that. You could pick from blue, red, and yellow, whatever color you want to do. Let me see. Contextual info. That's if you want to put some contextual info on your lock screen. You could do that. You could put your media player where you can control it from the lock screen. You can do that. You could display a message, things like that. You can decide what notifications, show notifications on the ambient display if you want to show them. If you don't want to show them, you can turn it off. Info, battery notification. Of course, you could adjust that to how you want. So you do have, a few more settings than what you had before. And of course, I already showed you the fingerprint animations. You could change your icons, things like that, however you want them. They give you the different ways you could shapes. You could change your icons. Down here, you get all these different kind of shapes, and also the size. If you want them smaller, you can make them smaller. So that's not everything, but I basically want it, and it's not a whole lot of things, but just mainly the new look and the things that I've noticed that was changed. And I gotta say, I really like it. This display on this phone is the best display I have on any smartphone, and I would say the display after that would be the my Mi 11 Ultra, but this is the best display because it's just excuse me, it's so bright, vivid, sharp, punchy colors. You have the graphics motion smoothing. This display is just unbelievably awesome. So those are all the changes I noticed. The larger fingerprint sensor. You can activate the fingerprint sensor without turning on the screen. Improved accuracy of the fingerprint sensor. More finger animations. Quick launch with the fingerprint sensor. Faster face unlock. Face unlock with raise to wake opens the device to the home screen. Larger and colorful notifications on the lock screen. A new look of the OS with more features. Oh, transition effects. I forgot to show you that. So now, because I was hearing they was going to, kind of merge this with Color OS. And maybe they added some things that Color OS has, but all I know is this. You see this animation? See how that looks? You couldn't do that before. Look at that. I love that. Now, how do you get to that? You press and hold that button and see where it says here transition. See, you get all these different types of transitions down here. And I'm using the one that has, what's it called? Not default, roll. I'm using roll. But of course, you could use cube, and it shows you what it looks like. But I like roll because I don't have anything that has this kind of transition, and I absolutely love that. Something I seen in one of Flossie Carter's videos when he was using one of his Oppo phones, and that's the transition he had, and I absolutely love that. So all you do is do that, and then you press apply and swipe up, and that's what you're gonna have. That's why I like that. So that's something I noticed too. That wasn't. I don't believe that was there before the update. If it was, I didn't notice it. And also one more thing, and I almost forgot. Now you have one-handed mode on the OnePlus device. It's still not as good as Samsung. I still think Samsung's one-handed is better, but you swipe down and it brings the top of the screen down lower. Now, this is cool, but I don't like it as good as I like. Samsung, I think, does a better job, and I'm going to show you. You swipe down. See, you make the whole display a little smaller, but not cut half the display off like they do on the OnePlus. So I like the way I like Samsung's application of it a lot better than OnePlus. But this is all right, but you don't have access to the whole display. See, you only can touch something at the top of the display. With the Samsung, you have access to the whole entire display. And you can move it from left to right. Okay? And then when you're done, you just make it big again. So, I mean, I'm glad it does have one-handed mode, but I just wish the implementation was more like the Samsung. I just think it would be better if you had access to the whole display instead of the top half of the display. So thank you for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. These are all the things I noticed about the Android 12 update of the OnePlus 8 Pro. And I'm going to say this phone, like I said before, is an absolute beast. It's a monster. The performance is absolutely phenomenal. 120 hertz refresh rate, super smooth, super fast. The display is the best display I have on any of my smartphones, and I got a bunch of them, over 20. Best display, not the brightest display, but it gets adequately bright, but the best display just for sharpness, punchy colors. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, real quick before I go, for those of you that are wondering how I'm getting all these different type of wallpapers keep changing all the time, let me take you right to the app. So you'll see. Do I have it set up in here? Let me see. I don't know if I put it inside this folder or not. Looks like I didn't, but let me come out of here. Go into my apps. So I'll tell you exactly what. See this right here? HD wallpapers. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to show you exactly how I get these wallpapers to change on a normal basis. Of course, you got to deal with some ads, but just press the X and it'll go away. So when you open it up, you're going to see your editor's pick. You got all these different ones, recent, random, give you different random ones to look at, weekly popular, monthly popular, all-time popular. You can look at all these different types of wallpapers. But when you're first getting started, you want to hit this button right here. No, when you're first getting started, you want to open it up. Exit. Okay, let me go back into it again real quick. Sometimes you may have to wait 5 seconds, but no big deal. Just when it's done, it's done. All right, so when you first open it up and you want to download, you want to get it to work, you want to click on what you want to see. Say if you like that. Here at the bottom, you press this arrow. It'll download it. So now you got it downloaded to your phone, and it's going to download it in HD quality. So you go back to this. You click up now. You want to do more. You want to do as many of them as you like. Then you want to press Auto Wallpaper Changer. Then down here it says Apply to Home Screen and Lock Screen. But before you get to that, it's a button up here. I can't really see it because of this wallpaper at the moment. Hold up. Let me go. Okay. Let me go back to it again. See if I can see it. It's just hard for me to see because of this. Yeah, it's just hard for me to see because of this wallpaper. Hold up. Okay. Now, for some reason on here, it's not taking me to settings because there's usually a button up here for settings, and I can't. For some reason, it's not showing it to me. Let me see. It usually comes right up in this corner right here, and then you can set it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes all week. But for some reason, it's not coming up on this. Let me show you in this one. I don't know what's going on with that. Not unless they made some type of change with their updates. So you press that up there, you go to auto waddle. There it is. See this right here, this icon? So you want to click on that and see 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, 1 day, and 3 days. I got it set for 1 minute. So it's going to change every minute. You come down here, you say set wallpaper. You could set it for the home and lock screen, or you could just set it for one of the others. Up to you. So set wallpaper, swipe back up. Here you go. This is the OnePlus 7T Pro. And this is still a beast too. I'll be talking about this soon. But both of these phones are absolutely great. I love them both. The OnePlus 7T Pro and the OnePlus 8 Pro. Of course, this is the better overall device, but this is no slouch. If you have this and you don't need wireless charging, you're not really into the cameras like that, you don't need always on display, then you should get this one because it's going to be cheaper than this one. And it runs identical, except the display also is better on this one. And it definitely gets brighter. And the speakers are louder. So there is some improvements. I mean, I think it's worth it to come from the 7T Pro to the OnePlus 8 Pro. But that depends on you. But we'll talk about that some other time. I already did a review comparing these two devices anyway, so we're not going there. But anyway, that's basically all I saw differently with the Android 12 update with the OnePlus 8 Pro. Definitely worth picking up. I highly recommend both these devices because both of them have great performance, great battery life, really good speakers, great build quality, just great overall devices. And I highly recommend both. This one you could find it for probably around $350 or cheaper maybe now. This one maybe $400 something or lower, could be. Just check on the eBay or Amazon. But they're both fairly priced right now. If you want a flagship device but you don't want to spend over $1,000 and you don't even want to spend $500, because I know people out there struggling, inflation, gas price, everything is going up. You can't go wrong with either one of these devices, I'm telling you. But it depends on you. If you want a better camera and a better display, you want this one. Okay? And this is going to get Android 13. This is going to get Android 12. It hasn't been updated yet. But this is going to get Android 13 plus 2 more years of software updates. So if you're the type of person that care about that, then you want to go with the 8 Pro. And you're definitely going to get better cameras. So thank you for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there is staying safe, staying well. And I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.